Hi everybody, I'm back here on the server today, and I was just trying to get some work done, get some ores found, hopefully mine out a couple veins, and I found this little honey trove here. It's been a really long time since I found a double spawner, and I don't think I've ever had two that basically intersected each other. So I'm gonna have to show this to Quick. He likes to make spawn traps, and this isn't too awful far from spawn. It's actually real close to my base. Apparently, oh no, this is where spawn is. That's what it looks like from the overview map. And our base is right here. I basically just dug down, or no, that's not our base. This is our base. Can always tell because that's my animal farms. Okay, this is where I live. And I basically just dug a staircase down in this direction, trying to get over towards spawn. And that's where I ended up. So it wouldn't actually be chunk loaded by my base when I get a chunk loader. Let's see what kind of goodies we have. We've got steel. Damascus steel. Hell yeah. More steel. Steel boots. Rubies. 2 music discs. Y'all can keep a little bit of this cobble while we get all this silver, which is going to be nice. Tin, thank God. Always happy to find tin. Some chrome. And we got lead, olivine. You know what? This music disc can stay here. Give me the olivine. Holy water. We'll come back for this stuff later. Let's see what we got over here. We got a division sigil, iron horse armor, dried tobacco, emeralds, lead, string, more chrome, some copper, more silver, redstone, and this is what we really need right here. Some good old-fashioned purple drink. Gotta have that purple drink. It's the only real way of getting bottles early on, because you have to have a fluid solidifier to make glass bottles. So if I want to do any brewing, I have to have bottles to empty. So that will get me my bottles to empty. Basically, this is my staircase here. It's quite janky at the moment, but it's basically just straight down, a level 40, a level 50, and then I'll do another one down at lava level, and then I'll have my bedrock level. Let's see, we found some nickelite, which Axel added in so we could have some. We got rubies, olivine. Love that Damascus steel. That'll make us a nice pick. 11 steel ingots, which are awesome, so we can make us a portal. Steel boots, which we will probably put on once we get done with the leather ones I have on now. Drop off this gravel until we go back to spawn. We're going to take that back to spawn and let them have it, because they need it for roads. Let's see. Andesite. I did find a copperite, or chalcopyrite, chalcopyrite, however you want to say it, vein while I was down there. I'll show you guys where that's at when I go back down. Drop off a bunch of this crap. And we'll go back down and get the rest of the loot. I wasn't actually planning on recording this episode until I found that nice little treasure trove. So basically I'll just finish this up with a bit of digging and rambling as I do. Give y'all something to listen to. Junior and I started a new HQM mod pack. We actually did a first look video for it, which managed to get onto the mod pack's forum page for the first look for their mod pack, which was nice of them to do. Thanks a lot to those guys at Badlands Development. It's called Mineco. It is basically a mod pack right up my alley. It's a whole lot of mining manually, building up to automated mining. Kind of, you're forced into slave labor by a evil mining company, and you can work for them, or you can do contracts with another group, which will get you in trouble with the group that you're actually supposed to be working for. The map they have right now, which I read they're possibly working on another one, but the map they have right now is basically a super flat world, and it's a whole lot of digging, but we're having fun with it. Hope you guys will tune in and check it out. I'm super excited that we actually got put onto their forum page. Thought that was quite nice of them, and apparently they must have thought we did at least a halfway decent job of showing off their mod pack to give us such credit. Looking here to see exactly what I can do with this horse armor. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do anything with it until I get a macerator, which we got to get some diamonds to do that. So we'll just chuck it in there for now. Go ahead and get us our empty glass bottle from our purple drink. Yay, yay. And I'm going to do some mining down here after I get this last little bit of loot. We got a nice little double area lava pool here to start out when we get our lava boilers. So that's nice. Hope y'all don't mind this kind of restart on the Gregtech 5 thing. I did add Aroma back up to my Tech Reborn world that I started. I'm glad to see that people are watching and hopefully enjoying that new series. It's going to take the place of my ill-fated Gregtech 5 series. I'm still going to try to work on getting that world back. I don't know if it's really going to be possible, but I am going to attempt it. I have no idea what the problem is with it, but with this Tech Reborn series, I'm going to be able to kind of look at IHL without Gregtech, I think. And I'm also going to be able to probably get into immersive engineering and Magneticraft earlier, because with Gregtech 5, as anybody that has ever played with Gregtech 5 will already know, you pretty much don't have a whole lot of choice what you do at the very beginning. You do Gregtech or you do nothing. And for most things, I have absolutely no problem with that. The whole reason why I started my channel was to show off Gregtech 6 and to show my appreciation to Greg and all of his hard work making Gregtech the great mod that I feel it is, and hoping to get more people interested in playing with Gregtech again. Gregtech 5 is really kind of tough on people because of the fact that you have to pretty much do Gregtech when you start out, and it kind of hinders you from getting into other mods, like most mods don't do. Most mods, you can load up a mod pack and pretty much start wherever you'd like. Just pick a mod and you're good to go. Where with Gregtech 5, you really don't have that choice. Gregtech 6 is a little bit different in that you do need to start with the Crucible and use that for doing your smelting of ores, but I don't know if it's really going to hinder you from doing other mods in the way that Gregtech 5 does at the beginning. Now later on in Gregtech 5, you can pretty much get into anything you want. You can use any ore processing you want, but you really got to use it to get into steel and tungsten and stuff like that, which you can always change configs and make it to where you can make those things in other machines. Like what we're going to do is use the blast furnace from immersive engineering instead of making the bronze blast furnace this time, because I've made so many of them daggone things, I'm really kind of tired of it. And I just got done making one and showing you guys how all that's done last time in the other series, so I really don't feel like doing it again. So we're going to go at things a little different this time, in the fact that we're not going to make one of them damn things. Now, I will probably make one eventually, or I will just use the IBF when I get there for steel. Because there is one thing, if you do skip it, that you're going to miss out on. If you use immersive engineering or railcraft or any other way of making steel, you're not going to get the dark ash from the burning of the coal or charcoal to make steel, and that dark ash can be centrifuged into regular ash, or it can be electrolyzed into carbon. And carbon can be used in Magneticraft if you have my Mind Tweaker recipes to make your carbide. It can also be used to make carbon rotors for windmills, and there's other things that can be used for. Usually happens whenever I decide to talk about something, my brain will go dead and I can't think of all the different things you can use it for. But you're really going to miss out on a lot of that dark ash by not using the bronze blast furnace at the beginning. I don't know if anybody noticed, I had like 2 stacks of it already in my world right before we crashed, and so I had a pretty good start on. I was actually going to show how you could centrifuge it and get the carbon out of it, because you can centrifuge it to ash, and then you can centrifuge the ash and get carbon. So it'll take 2 processes, but you don't have to have an electrolyzer. Which I was going to make an electrolyzer once I got my medium voltage industrial blast furnace done, which is what I'm basically going to be trying to get back to as soon as possible in this world, so we can basically get right back to where we were. As soon as I can get a portal into the nether and find me some blazes, we'll get some blaze powder, making an immersive engineering blast furnace, and get started on making some steel, and start getting all of our early machines done that we need to start ore processing and get into medium voltage. But we got to make all of our bronze machines yet, so I'm still going to have to find some tin, still going to have to process up, or actually cook up, a lot of this copper, because we're still going to have a lot of the early Bronze Age machines to get to that industrial blast furnace and electrical age. For anybody that's playing with Gregtech 5 and not in the new 5901 world like we are, that's still playing with 26, 508 26, or 27, I think it was. There's an update that just came out today, Blood put out. Supposed to have a world gen change in it. I think he did a little bit of change to the large turbine plasma generator. They've been discussing that for the last few days on the forum page. I will try to keep you guys up to date on updates whenever they come in. The ones that are like backdated, basically, like this one, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I'll let you know what I can remember offhand that's been changed and let you know it's out there. Whenever we have a change that will affect this world and this mod pack, I will kind of do like I did with the Gregtech 6 and give you a pretty good rundown of what all the changes are, and anything that I can actually make or do or show you, I will do my best to do so. Supposed to be working on the 902, which will add in some of our missing recipes. Like right now, we don't have a recipe for the Gregtech 5 way of making charcoal. There's a terra firma craft style charcoal pit that's been added, but there's a igniter block that's needed to actually light the logs on fire, and that right now does not have a crafting recipe. So by default, charcoal cannot be made in a furnace, but we can't make it with the charcoal pit either, so you basically have to have some kind of coke oven to make charcoal, or use regular coal. And as you know, we went with immersive engineering here at my base and at spawn. And in my worlds, I've taken Railcraft out because I don't really use the trains and stuff. I know Axel likes them. He's probably not ever going to take them out of here. But I never really got into them very much. I've made the steam one a couple times. I do like the rolling machine, and I do use the steam engines from time to time, but the main reason why I've ever had it is for the coke oven, and now with immersive engineering having it, it just feels like an extra mod that I really don't need. Not saying anybody else should follow in my footsteps, but I like to keep my mod packs as small and tight as possible. That way I have the least amount of overlapping type recipes and the least amount of mods, so the world will run better. The more mods you get, the more laggy your world can be to start with, and the more laggy it is to start with, the more lag you're going to get when you actually start building things. So having one of these mod packs with 180, 250 mods, and it, to me, doesn't make a lot of sense unless you're paying for a server to run it on that is costing you a butt ton of money a month, and you're splitting it up between all the people that are going to be playing on it, and you don't have a whole lot of people playing on it unless they are really spread out to where you're going to have minimal lag in one designated area. Because the more machines you have, the more things you have doing stuff, the more lag you will incur, because it'll take more, the CPU will have more things to do per tick, and the more things that it has to do in that 1/5 of a second can eventually add up to where it doesn't have enough time to do everything. And that's where you start getting entity lag and things like that, where you'll have like mobs running at you or hitting you from what looks like a block away or 2 blocks away, you not being able to hit them when you think you should, things like that. So that's why I like to keep mine kind of small and tight, enough mods for me to enjoy playing and have all the features that I really want, but not so many that it starts to drag on my game. Hopefully that'll help some of you out to decide what mods you're going to run in your mod packs. Even if you're running like a what they call kitchen sink mod from FTB or AT or Technic, most of them you can go in and take out mods that you don't want, and as long as you're not running on a server or you're running the server or the pack is being taken care of by somebody that will let you know, there's no reason why you can't take some of those mods out or even add in mods that you may like better. Like, I'm actually debating on adding Tech Reborn after I see just how well it's working in my Tech Reborn world to some of the mod pack, more popular mod packs out there, just to make them a little harder. Because if any of y'all seen me play FTB packs and AT packs, I like to do things pretty hard. I don't want things that are like Mad Pack level, kill me in half a second, can't go out in the rain without a bucket on your head, or else you get hurt by the rain type of things. That's just a little nuts for me. But I like things to be a little hard and make me think, make me work. That's why I always do crash landing the hard way, which is why I die sometimes in the first episode, because I don't have all the food and availability to get to as much water as I need early on, and don't have a sync core to have an extra life. Just crazy things like that. But I enjoy it. Now, Junior, on the other hand, he don't enjoy it quite as much. He likes to be able to stay in a world, not have to repeat stuff. But he's young, and he may never change to my way of doing things, and as he gets older, maybe he will. Maybe he'll, eventually understand the things that you actually have to work for, and the things that are aggravating and a real pain in the ass to achieve are the things in life that you appreciate the most. If things are just given to you or come easy, they're, things that you probably will not appreciate as much as, say you graduate high school and your parents give you a brand new $60,000 car for graduation. Or you, at 16 years old, decide to go out and get a part-time job or deliver newspapers, mow yards, maybe get a part-time job, get a newspaper route, and mow yards. Depends on how ambitious you are. And by the time you graduate high school, you've earned $60,000 to buy your own $60,000 car. I will almost guarantee you that the guy that had to work his ass off to earn that $60,000 car is going to take a lot better care of it and appreciate it a lot more than the kid that just had the keys handed to him by his parents on his 18th birthday. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with giving your kid gifts or, but teaching them responsibility, teaching them to earn what they have is usually a much better way to go than just handing it to them. No matter what pay rate you and your spouse may be in, doesn't mean you have to, spoil your kids with everything under the sun and not teach them the value of $1 and the value of hard work. And it doesn't have to be manual labor. It can be just, mentally hard. Anything that you do that you have to work for is, hard work. It's why it's called work. At times, just doing these videos can be, stressful and taxing on the brain, trying to think and about what you're talking about, keep track of what you're doing. It may not be physically hard work, but making the decisions on what mod packs to do and putting in the time to do all the different things. Don't get me wrong, I am not complaining at all. I chose to do this. I love doing this. I love the fact that I have the opportunity to do this. I may not be making a whole lot of money at it, and I may not ever become rich from doing it, but it's something I can do to entertain others and hopefully pass on a little bit of my wisdom here and there and show off the great work that other people have done, like Greg and Blood and the FTB team and the guys over at AT and all the modders out there. You know, modders to me are crazy gifted. I've messed with just a little bit of code mind tweaking, and I'm sure it's nothing like actually trying to make an actual mod. My hat's off to them every day that I play this game, because without them I'd still be playing vanilla Minecraft, filling up chest after chest after chest with cobblestone and coal and not having a whole lot of reason to be doing so, because like I've said multiple times, I'm not big on building. So when I play vanilla Minecraft, other than going out fighting or going out mining, there ain't a whole lot for me to do. Well, I have managed to ramble for a little over a half hour now, and y'all have got to sit here and watch me do absolutely nothing but mine out pyrite, chalcopyrite, chalcopyrite, and copper and stone for 30 minutes damn near. So I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Hope you all enjoyed listening to me ramble on, and hope you enjoyed my little loot raid at the beginning there. You all have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.